All right, let's get back to Badgers recruiting while we're talking college football and we're playing along with the trivia during the break. So Tom Oates appeared on this show last week, columnist emeritus of the Wisconsin State Journal. You may recall the conversation. If you missed it, or if you want to hear it again, here is a little snippet of what Tom Oates had to say about the value of in-state recruiting and what the Badgers are missing out on all of the top 5 in-state recruits for the upcoming recruiting class.
Yeah, I think if Luke Fickell can upgrade the out-of-state recruiting, it would be great. But I don't think Wisconsin can ever lose sight of the fact that over the last 30 years, and even prior to that, when this program was really good in the early 50s and early 60s, that it's the backbone of this program has always been Wisconsin players. And I don't just mean their football ability. I mean the work ethic and the loyalty and the leadership and the caring that they bring to this program creates the culture, and it's been a culture that's worked.
Tom Oates appearing last week on Wilde and Tausch, part of a larger conversation that we had with him. I also talked some Packers as well. You can find the full conversation available on Wisconsin On Demand, the Wilde and Tausch podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, wherever you get your podcasts. Tausch, I don't want to say he's getting buried. I said that earlier. That might have been a little harsh because there are some who have come to his defense for this take that the in-state recruits are incredibly valuable and you need to make sure that you're focusing on, patrolling the border of Wisconsin, which is what made the program so good when Barry Alvarez took over in the 90s. But there are also many who are getting after Oatsy, saying this is the old school way of looking at college football, and it's a national game now, and talent comes from all around the country, including some of the best players in Wisconsin football history, like Ron Dane and Jonathan Taylor, who are out-of-state guys. So as you've seen some of the fallout, we'll hear some of it coming up with a round of Did You Hear This Next? What do you think now, a couple of days later, after we've had this conversation with Oatsy and we've seen some of the responses on social media from a number of former and even a few current Badgers players?
So I think, listen, I love Tom Oates. I think he is a wonderful human being, so it's probably not going to come as a surprise. I don't think his entire point was understood by everybody involved. I don't think he's saying you don't go and recruit nationally. In the past, Tom has been a reporter / columnist forever. So he's seen the peaks, the valleys. He's seen a lot. The University of Wisconsin, for the longest time, and you could ask Barry Alvarez this, if you think that you're going to be able to bring in and continuously bring 25 to 30 guys, which is recruiting 101, from out of state and getting Texas, California, Ohio, some of the hotbeds of high school football, if you're going to try and build your team completely on that, you're going to also, yes, it's great. You see all these 4- and 5-star kids. It's great. There's been a lot of some of the 4- and 5-star kids that have gotten here have not panned out. Your backbone of your program, not your stars, not your backbone of your program is always going to need to be, I think most college coaches look at it. Now, Alabama, Georgia might be the exception. You need to be within about a 250-mile radius. Because you know what? Most kids want to play for their home school. A lot of kids, they don't want to go that far. They want their families to be able to come and watch. But Wisconsin has always built it that way when we've been successful. So I think the idea that that's what we need to do and that's all we need to do, if that's what, and I know Chris and some other people have said some things, that's not what Tom Oates is saying. Tom Oates is saying, yes, this is great that Luke Fickell's been able to attract a ton of 4- and 5-star kids, but don't get your eyes all bedazzled just by that, and then don't be disappointed when 4- and 5-star kids in state leave. Because loyalty in college sports has never been lower. It is now, I'm not playing, I'm leaving. You couldn't do that in the old days. It was too penal, the punishments. So this idea of, I think, trying to crush Tom because, he said that, it's all, you have to do this. if you want to be successful long term, yes, I love what Luke Fickell's done. He has went and he has really said, the relationships I have in the past when I was at Cincinnati and in Ohio State, hey, I'm going to use those. Well, no blank. Yeah, get those kids in here. I want all the talent we can possibly get. But I also want to make sure that you're not turning a blind eye or saying, if you don't think Luke Fickell wants all of the 4- and 5-star kids that go to Wisconsin and have a great relationship with the Wisconsin coaches, you're not paying attention. I think Tom's point is, don't lose sight of that. And for everybody that's jumping down his throat, I would say, yeah, you can take sound clips and tweets and run with it. There have been some things, we've lost a few kids that I'm sure they would love to have. And you know what? The odds are they'll probably have another shot at some of those kids down the road because it is now more transactional and more 6 months to a year at a time than we've ever seen it. So I think there's probably a little overreaction by Tom. There's also a little overreaction by everybody. The bottom line is we all want Wisconsin football to be awesome, that are fans. And going out and expanding the base of where you recruit is great news. But it's not great news if you're not taking care of the kids that you really want that are from here. And if they're leaving, then it's almost like a give and a take. Let's have it all. That would be my point.
I'm going to try and play out a position with an analogy here to run by you, Tausch. I'm going to see how this goes. So everybody likes getting birthday presents, right? Like, there's not anybody that doesn't like getting a gift on your birthday. Be like, oh, cool, I got a birthday present. Thanks.
Depends what the gift is. If I'm being honest,
well, and that's okay. Let me get there. So,
okay.
I think you always kind of take for granted, especially as a kid, you're probably going to get a birthday present of some kind from your family, whether that's a brother and sister, mom and dad. Like, you're going to get some type of birthday present from your family. Let's call that the in-state recruits. As you get older, you expand your friend group. Suddenly, you start getting great birthday presents from some of your best friends. You're going out for your birthday. You're in college, and you're going out to the bars, and people are buying you drinks. And then you get older, and you get all kinds of birthday presents funneling in as you hit those milestone birthdays. And you're getting all this great stuff, but you're still getting, if your mom and dad are around, or if your brother and sister are still, you're still getting some type of birthday present from that immediate family. If you lose the birthday presents from your immediate family and your mom and dad are still around but they're not getting you anything anymore, your birthday's going to feel like it's a little bit empty in some capacity. Even if you're getting great presents from all of your friends, you're going to feel like there's still a little bit that you wish you still had. That's my analogy for recruiting, and what I think Tom Oates is saying is that it's a little extra special when you are able to find great recruits, and especially really good ones that develop into great players that go on to play nationally and professionally from in-state. And there is talent that can be honed and crafted to do that. There are 5-star, 4-star athletes from other states that can come in and be superstars. Those are also great gifts that you can receive, but you want that immediate family present up front. You want that kind of as a base for how to build your program and kind of set the tone for what your birthday experience is. How's my analogy, Tausch?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I love that you threw it out there. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I think this is more about you have to get to work every day, and you have a 30-minute drive. Do you want to pull Lamborghinis out of the shop all the time to get to work, or do you want to have your normal car that's going to boom, 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 and you have that steady, reliable car that you know is always going to get there? I think that's more of what I think the analogy should be compared to what some birthday present than what somebody from Ohio is bringing you a big cake. I got lost in that. It's more about where your baseline is and what you're looking for on a day-to-day basis. And if you're shooting big on everybody, and if you're hitting and everybody, it works out, that's great. But I do think it's always risky to lose track of what you're built on, where your foundation is set. And that doesn't mean it's all in-state Wisconsin kids. It's that 200-mile radius, again, that if you talk to most college coaches, 250 miles, it's about where they like. So you go, that's why you see a lot of Minnesota kids. maybe some Michigan, some Illinois. Now it's expanding. I'm excited about it. I think it is fantastic, and it's great to see. But I also don't want to see 10, 15 kids that are in the state of Wisconsin go to Iowa, to Illinois, and go play big-time football when they should have been here because we're too busy kind of looking elsewhere and not taking care of our own state.
Well, and it's also early. Like, this is still the first recruiting class since they took over the job.
He's been here like 6 months.
Yeah, 6-7 months he's been on the job. Like,
been a lot of things happening already. So let's slow our roll a little bit.
We will hear what some other former Badgers players around the ESPN Wisconsin airwaves have had to say about this commentary from Tom Oates coming up next in a round of Did You Hear This on Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin.